Welcome, everyone. Let's begin our lesson for today by going over the learning goals and success criteria. First, what are we learning? We're learning how to recognize the characteristics of periodic functions and recognize them as repetitive intervals. How are we learning it? Through the periodic functions notes and the periodic functions assignment. When can we use this information? To recognize repeated patterns in daily tasks and their common solutions. How do we know we learned it? By getting a score of 4 on the periodic functions assignment. Now let's take a look at our agenda for today. We will begin by going over the learning goals and success criteria. While we do that, you'll fill out your Get It Started. Once you've completed your Get It Started, we'll go over it together and answer any questions that you may have. After that, we'll go over the periodic functions notes, and then I'll give you time to complete the periodic functions assignment on Desmos. Once you've completed the assignment, we'll go over it together and answer any questions that you may have. At the end of class, we'll go back over our learning goals and success criteria while you fill out your Before You Go. Your only homework for tonight is to continue working on the reasoning with representations of functions study guide and any incomplete assignments that you may have. Let's take a look now at the periodic functions notes. The notes begin with the learning goals and success criteria. Now, what is a function? A function is a relation in which each element of the domain is paired with exactly one element of the range. So that means that for every x, there's exactly one y that matches with that x value. If there is more than one y to match up with an x, then it is not a function. Now, what is a periodic function? A periodic function is a function whose graph has a repeating pattern, so it's constantly just starting over again. So think of a rotating fan. So those oscillating fans, they go all the way to the left, then they stop and come all the way back to the right, then go all the way back to the left, and they just keep doing the same pattern over and over again. A period is the length of the repeating section. So how long does it take for it to start back over again? So to calculate the period, you're going to count the distance the graph travels before it begins to repeat itself. So whatever the pattern is, so it goes up and then starts over again, then up and then down, and so on. So when does it get back to its original starting point? So an example of this. So we have this funny little pattern here. And it gets here, but once it gets back to this point right here, it starts over and does the exact same pattern. Then comes back up, starts over again, does the exact same pattern. Same thing here. This one goes up, comes back down. Right here, it starts over again. Here and up, here and again. Same thing here now. This one is a little different because it's getting larger each time, but it's still keeping a pattern of up and down and up and down. So what are the periods of the function? Well, we can see that from here to right about there, it's doing something different. It's unique. Then once it gets to here, it starts over again. So we would say that this is our pattern, which has a period of about 2. Then here, we go up and then down, and right here, we start over again. So this one has a period of about 3. And this one goes from the top down here and then starts over again. So this one has a period of about 2. Let's talk now about how to sign in to Desmos to complete your work. So what we're going to do is you're going to click on the link to go to the assignment, and it should take you to a page that looks kind of like this. And right here where it says sign in with Google, we're going to click there. And it's going to pop up with our email accounts. You're going to click on your school email account, and it should already have you logged in because you should have already been logged in using Google Classroom. From there, I'm just going to click Start the Activity, and it will take me into the assignment and allow me to begin. So that's how you will log in to Desmos using Google. Let's take a look now at the periodic functions assignment. The assignment begins with the learning goals and success criteria. If we scroll down, there's a link here to take you to the Desmos activity. Go ahead and click on that link, and it should take you to a page that looks like this. We'll go ahead and click Start the Activity. Now the assignment begins with the learning goals and success criteria. We'll go ahead and click Next. So it says, given the periodic function f, defined for all real numbers, its graph is made up of line segments as shown below. Find the values of the function values on the right. So what is f of 0? So when x is 0, y is 2. So we put 2 there. Then f of negative 3. So when x is negative 3, y is 0. So we'll do that for each of these. Then we'll click Next. Then it says, when is f of x equal to 0? Meaning, When is the y value 0? Well, we can see that's at -3, -1, 1, 3, 5, 7. So you'll put all those answers in there. Same thing here for each of these. You'll state where it's decreasing, so what intervals is it going down? And then we'll go ahead and click Next. Some more examples of this. You'll continue to answer them just like that. Then we'll click Next. It says, describe the end behavior. Well, the end behavior is that it's constantly going up and down, so it's oscillating. Then is the function even, odd, or neither? Well, we can see that it's perfectly split right here, and it's mirrored on both sides. So this is an even function. And then we'll click Next. Then we'll go ahead and answer each of these right here for this one. So what is the length of the period? So when does it go back to where it started? Well, we can see that it goes from -3 all the way to 1. That's where it goes back to where it originally started. So that's a period of 4. And then it says, given the period you found on the left, what would be the function value at 28? So when f is 28, where would it be? Same thing with 61. So you'll answer that. Then you'll do that for these as well. And then at the end of this all, you'll go back to your Google form and click Next. This will take you to your Before You Go. Go ahead and fill out your Before You Go and then submit your work on Google Classroom.